The final feature of the GRN Modeler app we want to cover is the command line. Everything we can achieve through the graphical user interface, we can also achieve through MATLAB command line. But sometimes figuring out the appropriate syntax can be rather challenging. So instead, what we can do is generate a simple circuit or the subset of a circuit in the user interface and then export the lines of code that correspond to the circuit. To do that, we go on input-output, then export code, and we get a MATLAB script that corresponds to our model. To that, we can also add run and plot. This will include the lines of code that are needed to run a simulation and plot the result. If we run this script in MATLAB, we will get exactly the same graph as if we run from our GRN Modeler app. Keep in mind, in case you want to use a spatial solver, you will need to select that from the setting before you export the code for your circuit. Okay, let's have a closer look at how the code looks like. We have different objects, functions such as add node, add regulator, add protease, and different arguments for each function. The mobj corresponds to the model object, which basically summarizes our model. And this is a very special object because we can open it in Symbiology, a powerful toolbox provided by MATLAB. So with this, we have all the information we need to create a brand new model from the command line. In case you are curious about the syntax behind the app, you can have a look at the GRN Modeler manuscript. In the supplementary information, you will find a description of all the functions. For the moment, we can show how to use this command line to modify an existing circuit and update the model directly. So for example, I could include an extra node here, node 4, then click on rebuild model, and this will immediately update our model. Alternatively, we can export our code and save it as a MATLAB script. And this code we can subsequently open and work on directly in MATLAB. It will appear in the editor tab. Below that you see the command window, so we can run command from here, and we can edit our code in the editor. This can be particularly interesting if we want to build big modular gene regulatory networks. In the GRN Modeler manuscript, we have described systems with up to 12 nodes, but potentially there could be many more. So for example, we could turn this 3-node representator in a 20-node representator by just a few edits. For example, we could use a for loop to use this tree function, add node, add regulator, and add protease in a modular way. So this greatly saves times when building big circuits, and it can also automatize other things such as adding rules, parameters, and doses for the various elements. Besides this, exporting your code in MATLAB and working directly in MATLAB allows you to use various MATLAB functions such as calculating bifurcation diagrams, running sensitivity analysis, fitting parameters, and much more. Okay, so this was all from our side. We hope the GRN Modeler app will help you designing and characterizing your gene regulatory networks. In case you have any questions or doubts, don't hesitate to reach out.